Warmest greetings to all my incredible subscribers and new viewers alike. Welcome to another exciting video, where we'll be shedding light on special routes of US Route 40. Several special routes of US Route 40 exist. In order from west to east they are as follows. Let's now turn our gaze towards WikipediaReader Business Loop and explore the fascinating connections it has to offer. US Route 40 Business US 40 Bus is a 2.3 miles business route through WikipediaReader, Kansas, that was recommended in 1979 as substitute for the formerly proposed Interstate 70 business loop. It begins at exit 127 on Interstate US. Route 40 is 40 and travels to the north, concurrent with US 283 along South 1st Street. At the intersection with Barclay Avenue Old Highway 40, US 40 bus, and US 283 turn to the east. By the time Barclay Avenue encounters South 13th Street, US 283 turns left to the north, US 40 bus turns right to the south, and Old Highway 40 continues straight ahead to the east. After passing by the Kansas Veterans Cemetery and the headquarters for the Western Co-op Electric Association, US 40 bus terminates at exit 128 on US 40, while South 13th Street continues as a local road that changes its name to 260th Avenue. Our focus now turns to Junction City Grandview Plaza Business Loop, an important aspect of our discussion. US Highway 40 Business US 40 Bus is a 4 miles business route of US 40, located in Junction City. The business route begins at a diamond interchange with US 18. The route travels north along Washington Street toward downtown Junction City. The route intersects with K57 6th Street and turns east along that route. Both routes cross over the Smoky Hill River and enter Grandview Plaza. In this municipality, they encounter US 18. While K57 turns southeast toward Council Grove at this interchange, the business route ends there. Now, let's delve into the intricacies of Brownsville Business Loop and explore its various aspects. Business US Route 40 is a 2-mile-long loop through Redstone Township, Fayette County, Pennsylvania. While called the Brownsville Business Loop, it never officially enters the borough, but instead serves some of its associated commercial development. In 2009, a stretch of US 40 was relocated to provide better access to the new Pennsylvania Route 43 freeway. As a result of the protests of local businesses, the short, bypassed stretch was signed. As we transition to the next segment, let's unravel the mysteries surrounding Uniontown Business Loop and gain a fresh perspective. Business US Route 40 is a 5-mile-long business route of US Route 40 through downtown Uniontown, Pennsylvania, terminating at US 40 at both ends. Prior to 1993, this route was US's alignment through Uniontown. A limited access bypass was constructed around the southern edge of Uniontown, and US 40 shifted onto the expressway upon completion. The portion of the highway through the city center features a pair of one-way couplets along Main and Fayette Street. Trucks traveling westbound along Main Street are actually rerouted onto a street that is not state-maintained to avoid the narrow path in front of the Fayette County Courthouse. As we progress, let's zoom in on Kaiser's Ridge, a Cumberland alternate, and examine its role in shaping our overall narrative. US Route 40 alternate is the United States highway designation for a former segment of US Route 40 US 40 through Garrett and Allegheny counties in Maryland. The highway begins at US 40 near exit 14 on Interstate 68 and runs 31.8 miles eastward to Cumberland, where it ends at exit 44 on Interstate 68. Is maintained by the Maryland State Highway Administration (MDSHA). The highway is known as Old National Pike to reflect the fact that it follows the original alignment of the National Road. As the route of the historic National Road, there are many historic sites along, including the Castleman Bridge in Grantsville and the last remaining National Road toll gate house in Maryland, located in Level. When the National Freeway was built in western Maryland paralleling the old National Road, parts of US Route 40 were bypassed. The part of the bypassed road between Kaisers Ridge and Cumberland became Alt US 40, and other bypassed sections east of Cumberland became Maryland Route 144 and US Route 40 Scenic. Although has diminished in importance from its original status as the national road due to the construction of Interstate 68, it remains an important route for local traffic and serves as the main streets of Grantsville and Frostburg. Without wasting any more time, let's jump into the fascinating world of Maryland's scenic route. US Route 40 Scenic is a scenic route of US Route 40 in the US state of Maryland. US 40 Scenic is the old alignment of US 40 over Town Hill in eastern Allegheny County and Sidling Hill in far western Washington County. The highway was originally constructed as part of the National Road in the early 19th century and paved as a modern road in the mid-years. US 40 was relocated over Sidling Hill in the early years and over Town Hill in the mid-years. The US 40 Scenic designation was first applied to the old highway over Town Hill in 1965. Following the completion of Interstate 68 I-68 at Sidling Hill, US 40 Scenic was extended east along Old US crossing of the mountain in the late years. US 40 Scenic is the only US numbered scenic route, with US 412 Scenic becoming US 412 alternate in 2012. The time has come to unravel the secrets behind Hagerstown-Frederick alternate and gain a deeper understanding. US Route 40 alternate is an alternate route of US 40 in the US state of Maryland. The highway runs 22.97 miles from Potomac Street in Hagerstown east to US 40 in Frederick. US 40 alternate parallels US 40 to the south through eastern Washington County and western Frederick County. The alternate route connects Hagerstown and Frederick with Funkstown, Boonesboro, Middletown, and Braddock Heights. US 40 alternate is the old alignment of US 40. The highway's path was blazed in the mid-18th century to connect the Hagerstown Valley and Shenandoah Valley with eastern Pennsylvania and central Maryland. In the early 19th century, US 40 alternate's path was improved as part of a series of turnpikes to connect Baltimore with the eastern terminus of the National Road in Cumberland. The highway was improved as one of the original state roads in the early years and designated US 40 in the late years. Construction on a relocated US 40 between Hagerstown and Frederick with improved crossings of Catoctin Mountain and South Mountain began in the mid-years. The new highway was completed in the late years. US 40 alternate was assigned to the old route of US 40 in the early years. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of Baltimore truck route. US Route 40 truck is a truck route of US 40 to route truck traffic away from Baltimore's downtown area, which mainline US 40 passes through. US's mainline also includes several low bridges, including the bridge which Amtrak's Northeast Corridor Railroad line uses to cross the route. US 40 truck diverges from US 40 at the intersection of US 40 Edmondson Avenue and Hilton Parkway, traveling north on the latter route to the western end of North Avenue. It runs east along the entire length of North Avenue, running concurrent with mainline US 1 from Fulton Avenue east. It turns north, along with US 1, onto Bellaire Road and runs north until it meets Maryland Route 151 Erdman Avenue. Here, it turns east again, following Erdman Avenue until it meets an interchange with mainline US 40 once again. In the next phase, we'll be immersing ourselves in the realm of California-Nevada alternate route and exploring its real-world applications. US Route 40 alternate US 40 alt was an alternate route of US 40. In 1954, US 40 alt was established, replacing a portion of California State Route 24 SR24 north of Davis. It roughly followed parts of present-day SR113, SR99, SR20, SR70, and US 395 before ending in Reno. In 1964, US 40 Alt, was decommissioned in accordance with the state highway renumbering in California. Moving forward, we'll be taking a closer look at Russell Business Loop. Business US Route 40 was a short business loop through Russell, Kansas. It ran from exit 184 along Interstate US 40, overlapping part of US Route 281 South Fossil Street, then makes a right turn onto East Wichita Avenue Old US 40. Just before the intersection with 187th Street, the road curves from east to southeast as it follows the south side of a railroad line and passes the northeast side of the Russell Municipal Airport. East Wichita Avenue ends at 189th Street and BUS US 40 makes a right turn south as it ends at exit 189 on US 40. Business US 40 was formed in the mid-years after alternate US 40 was decommissioned in Russell. US 40 bus was then decommissioned in 2013 in favor of transferring to local control. In the following segment, we'll be examining Junction City Grandview Plaza alternate route in greater detail. US Route 40 alternate was an alternate route of US 40. Prepare yourself for an eye-opening discussion on Kansas City optional route in the upcoming portion of this video. US Route 40 optional was an optional route of US 40. Before 1938, US 40 optional used to end east of the city limit. It was then truncated as of 1938 to make way for US 40 alternate. It ran along present-day Beardsey Road, Penway Street, Summit Street, 27th Street, Broadway Boulevard, Wyandotte Street, and Linwood Boulevard before ending at the Paseo former US 71. By 1964, US 40 optional was decommissioned. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of Kansas City route. US Route 40 City was a city route of US 40. US 40 City was established in 1935 after US 40 was rerouted west to connect to downtown Kansas City. US 40 City ran along what used to be the former alignment of US 40. It originally ran from Oak Street to 31st Street via Admiral Boulevard and the Paseo. By 1938, US 40 City was decommissioned in favor of rerouting US 40 back to its original alignment. In this section, we'll be exploring Kansas City alternate route. US Route 40 alternate was an alternate route of US 40. The spotlight now falls on Columbia Business Loop as we delve deeper into its details. US Route 40 Business was a business route of US 40. Before 1960, US 40 used to travel through present-day Interstate 70 business. By 1960, US 40 was rerouted north onto present-day Interstate 70. As a result, US 40 business was signed onto the former alignment of US 40. The business route was decommissioned in 1964 and then got replaced with Interstate 70 business. Get ready for a thought-provoking discussion as we delve into Street Lewis bypass and its impact on our understanding. US Route 40 bypass was a bypass of US 40. The bypass route was established in 1938 as a northern bypass of Street Lewis. Initially, US 40 bypass ended in Bridgeton. In 1941, US 40 bypass was extended to Wentzville after US 40 was routed to avoid Street Charles. In 1965, US 40 bypass was decommissioned in favor of Interstate 270 and Interstate 70. Now, let's delve into the intricacies of Street Lewis truck route and explore its various aspects. US Route 40 truck was a truck route of US 40. As we progress, let's shine a spotlight on Street Lewis alternate route and examine its intricate interplay within our topic. US Route 40 alternate was an alternate route of US 40. Now, let's shift our attention to East Street Los Collinsville Business Loop. US Route 40 Business. Previously, US Route 40 City was a business route of US 40. Now, Let's redirect our focus towards East Street Laos Collinsville alternate route and discover its significance in our narrative. US Route 40 alternate was an alternate route of US 40. In 1960, a portion of US 40, as well as US 66, was moved onto the new freeway signed as part of IE 70. As a result, the former routing was signed as US 40 Alt. In 1963, US 40 and US 66 were realigned onto a new portion of the freeway from IL 157 to Exchange Avenue. Then, as a result, the alternate route extended southwest to Exchange Avenue. In 1964, a freeway connection between Exchange Avenue and Veterans Memorial Bridge was made. As a result, US 40 bus was extended due southwest to East Street Lewis, supplanting part of the alternate route. Let's transition to Greenville Vandalia alternate route and uncover its significance. US Route 40 alternate was an alternate route of US 40. Up until the mid-years, a piece of US 40 used to run what was later Illinois Route 11, then US 40 alternate, now IL 140. After a completed bypass rerouted US 40 away from Greenville, IL 11 acquired most of the old route. Then, in 1947, IL 11 briefly extended to Vandalia after US 40 moved on to another bypass to avoid Hagerstown. In 1948, the formation of US 40 alternate subsequently replaced IL 11 in the process. However, in 1967, IL 140 acquired most of the alternate route. The extension subsequently decommissioned US 40 Alt. Let's transition to Washington alternate route and uncover its significance. US Route 40 alternate was an alternate route of US 40. From west to east, it followed south via Jefferson Avenue, east via Bow Street, south via Franklin Street, and east via Maiden Street before ending at Main Street, originally US 40. By the years, US Route 43 replaced the entirety of US 40 Alt. Then, by the years, US 43 was replaced by US 40 so that US 40 avoids downtown Washington. In this segment, we'll be unraveling the complexities of Uniontown alternate route and exploring its multifaceted nature. US Route 40 alternate was an alternate route of US 40. I love hearing from you, so leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments.